I am Couch Coop, and I have been slowly watching the meltdown of the Blizzard servers over the Overwatch 2 launch. Now, there's a few things to unpack here. There is talk of a server overflow and attacks in the form of DDoS, which is like bots flooding a server to try and knock it over, and they kind of succeeded. Everybody's just getting this 3,000, 30,000 Q stuff. I've got a bunch of mates who also migrated back over from the UAE after myself and have had all this headache with region locked accounts and having to re-verify, going through these number of different hoops just to try and get in front of Overwatch 2, and it's just becoming exhausting. Let's just reminisce for a bit, because I want to establish how big an Overwatch fan I was, and also what happened with Blizzard, Jeff Kaplan, a lot of the directional change, and a lot of the strange delays that we've seen in and around Overwatch 2. It's been a really wobbly launch, and Blizzard have buggered up so badly on so many fronts lately. I think some of it starts from that awful World of Warcraft 3 remake that they passed off to everybody and then kept really quiet about how terrible it all was, and all the reviewers were screaming that it was just ruined and gutted from the inside, reskinned badly. Apparently the older one was technically better and everyone was rushing around to try and save that on their systems, but if you did go near the newer game, it purged the old version. Man, that's just not right. Then we've had all the studio accusations and the HR issues and the misogyny and the crazy stuff going on in the office and in and around some of the female staff. I mean, it got so bad they lost a lot of their corporate partnerships and some of their esport levels. They also kept bloody quiet about that and tried to do a lot of backpedaling. There was loads of statements coming out. It was a really crazy time for them. That was stretching from at least 2019 right up until, I would say, last year. They're still kind of in the shadow of a lot of that controversy. Their complete lack of empathy with their audience when they rolled out Diablo Immortal on mobile phones only, and the embarrassing appearance of them all on stage wondering why no one's clapping. I mean, it was the stuff of cringe nightmare. It was really awful. Overwatch 2 seemed to be this beacon on the horizon for Blizzard. It's going to be their saviour technically, and they really need to invest everything to make sure they don't make a single mistake, because they're on this tightrope, I think, with a lot of their audience. I mean, I'm certainly a die-hard fan, but that's fast becoming past tense, and we really need to watch very closely with what happens on this launch, these servers, and whether or not they've buggered the meta game up. This is another thing I'm going to get to. Because of the vastly different place Blizzard are in now to where they were when they came up with Overwatch 1, I am very worried about what they're going to do with a lot of the mechanics on the established characters. It is a nightmare job to sequel a hero shooter like this, I can imagine, and Overwatch kind of broke the mold with a lot of that material, so it's going to be very interesting to see how that pans out in the long run. That's something we'll only be able to work out at least a month into launch, but at the moment some of us are not even getting to clap eyes on gameplay. This region lock is a real nightmare for me and my friends, because it means we need to come up with brand new accounts, and all of our XP, heritage, rank, competitive experience is just back to zero, and we have to go through the pre-competitive process within Overwatch 2 to then qualify for rank. That could take ages. We've got to go from square one again, and here's the thing. All of this stuff is stacking up against how much I actually want to go through all of this to play Overwatch 2, because we're going to have that horrible week 1, week 2, day 1 patch stuff, which with stuff like this is incredibly hit and miss and is going to have to be honed, to the millimeter. That is also why I'm worried about this server situation, and why I think that attack might actually be legit. There is no way a company the size of Blizzard would have underprepared on the server front. They are so experienced in this direction. Anthem, EA, BioWare, fair enough, but this is a big worry. This is footage from Overwatch 1 from 2017. I don't think it even captured at 1080. It was a different time at YouTube. But we loved this game. It was where we all cut our teeth for competitive online shooters, and the game was very user friendly, wasn't nightmare difficult. You could make mistakes and experiment with different characters. It was a very different place. It was a fantastic time. I'm glad I was there for it. I just know it's not going to be recreated with the launch of Overwatch 2. Another point that doesn't fill me with joy is that the game is free to play. And you might think, what? Why is that annoying you? You don't have to spend any money. Well, I don't actually mind spending money on a complete game package. In actual fact, I'm prepared to pay full price for a game if the damn thing works and everything is either on that disc or download that needs to be on launch. And this is like a fantasy world I'm explaining now, and I guarantee that they're going to have to lean on so many micros and cosmetic bullshit. They might even put XP accelerators in here. God only knows what this is pointing to on a free-to-play model. And here's the personal tragedy as a couch co-op YouTuber, is that Diablo 4 is slowly disappearing on that photograph like Michael J. Fox was in Back to the Future 1. I'm just worried again about what the hell is going to be, where there might not even be local co-op. I mean, Diablo 3 made my channel. It featured on one of my first local co-op split screen videos I ever made. It got me 100,000 views. It really knocked me back how much love there was out for this game. And when they launched it on PlayStation 4, it came with these PlayStation Pro enhancements, really cool ones. Camera pans out a bit, and there was some super sampling in there and allowing some almost 4K performance. It was very pretty for the time. I was thinking there might be some die-hard Blizzard fans listening to this and disagreeing with the content, but in hindsight, I'm a die-hard Blizzard fan, and they are completely out of reach to me now as a brand, and their content that they've been putting out over the last couple of years has just got nothing to do with me as a gamer. Overwatch 2 was when I was going to come back to see these guys, and let's just hope they get on top of this horrible server situation, which I don't foresee getting any worse. There's no way those queues could get any bigger. I'd be really keen to hear what you guys have to say about Blizzard and this video, and tell me if you've managed to get online and have a bash with the actual competitive mode or any ranked games. We're also holding back a little bit because we've heard stories of people getting kicked from lobbies or servers or games, and it actually giving them a strike as a loss. So I ain't stepping into that uncertain universe just yet. So if I do go in, it's going to be in a week or a few days. So we'll keep you posted on that front. We're also looking at footage of StarCraft 2, the greatest future RTS potentially ever made, and one of my favourite games of all time. A game that Blizzard will not ever bother sequeling. They have obviously moved on from all of this, but I still play it. I absolutely adore it. And I made some videos with content showing it off. I'll put links in description. And of course, I have been Couch Coop, alright? And I hopefully will see you all down there.